should have must. The whole of our nation yearns for the past. The two we remember, the men who stood strong, that would rise to the fight when freedom went wrong. I said, oh, what's going on? Nation, eroded by time, with its crushed population just towing the line. They are nourished with poisons and brought up on lies. They wave foreign banners as the Patriots die. I said, oh, what's going on?
Well, hello, you gorgeous mother truckers, you, and welcome to another live. Getting quite regular on these live things, aren't I? And mainly because been busy this weekend as usual. Hopefully, I can get some actual videos done tomorrow. I've got some time tomorrow. But in any case, let's just check in and see how you all are. I hope you're all well. Welcome to Sadako. Welcome to Mark Wells, and welcome to Odie. Welcome to this stream where we have to discuss the, well, world crumbling before our eyes. Hi, Chris. Welcome. We're going to crack straight in with the first. Hello, Joe A12. Welcome. Nice of you. Thank you very much for joining me. In fact, thanks everyone for joining me. You've probably got something far more important to do, but you've decided to spend it with me, and that's much appreciated as always. So let's get on with the first thing. Apparently, Keir Starmer has now announced he's going to have an investigation into grooming gangs. I know, amazing, isn't it? Yes, apparently he wants to have one now. But if you remember a few months ago, people shouldn't have inquiries because they're just jumping on the far right bandwagon. So yes, I haven't really got into the details of it. I've just noticed it just as I was about to come on air. So apparently, Keir Starmer has finally decided that well, we best have an investigation now. Wonder what brought that on. But then again, if it does, it's the Labour Party doing it, so the chances of it being any good or telling the truth are extremely, extremely rare. Because let's be brutally honest, the Labour government currently are a bunch of people who have absolutely no idea what they're doing, are panicking, digging themselves deeper into a hole, making it 10 times worse. And now they seem to be getting desperate. Mark, do you mean cover them up further? Maybe. But then again, I think another way of looking at it, it's a reflection on how desperate they're becoming to have anything good, some good news somewhere along the line. Because the economy is nosediving as we speak. Will the investigation do any good? Who knows? It depends. If it was done properly, we may actually start to hold accountable all those people in positions of power at the time that turned a blind eye. And even as some reports come out, some of the social services people who called the victims child prostitutes. Will it make a difference? If done properly. But will it be? I mean, I think he's just said it's just a soundbite another thing to say. I don't think it'll be a proper inquiry. Remember, a lot of Labour staffers, councillors, maybe. Exactly. Exactly. Is it a way of making themselves look good? I think that's what this is. Him announcing that is another smoke screen. He's popped another smoke grenade. Oh, look at me! I'm a good person. We're going to have inquiries into the. So why vote against it the first time round? What's changed? No truth will come out in an investigation against grooming gang Starmer. Exactly. There's a report coming out next week that some of the baronesses which could ignite the country. Anything at the moment could happen to ignite the country. Literally everything. We only have to look at our brothers and sisters over the Irish Sea to see what happens when things begin to gain momentum. So now I think what we've seen, as I said, I quickly grasped it just before I switched on and come online. I think this is just, exactly, Spark Swain, hello, and that's exactly what I think it. This is a smokescreen, smoke and mirrors, performing for the cameras. Look, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. They're not going to do anything, really. It's just bullshit. Absolute bullshit. It's just him. I mean, again, he proves that he's a liar. 1 minute he's saying you're not going to do investigations and inquiries because he's jumping on the far right bandwagon, and then promptly, because everything's going to shit in a handbasket with him in charge, he's jumping on the right wing bandwagon. Apparently, unbelievable, Mr. Honourable. Not the correct guys. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very honourable. Anyone who defends terrorists, etc., he's got no honour at all. Did you see Dominic Cummings' recent comments? He said there was defo conspiracies. Oh, absolutely, Mark. I think we're all fully aware of the biggest problem in this country has been the civil service for a long time. It was the civil service that actually prevented Brexit actually happening properly. So, the civil service is one of the biggest problems. And what's happening now is they're making more of them while they're screwing us all over and taxing us to oblivion. Caught your 5K into a live improvement the last time. Yes, well, hello, Pom. We're doing quite well, aren't we? We're doing quite well. Some people have actually managed to appear to have notifications. 5K, 5 means same thing. I knew what you were on about, mate. I hadn't done 5 kilometres. Okay, so 5,000 minutes. Imagine if it was on for 5,000 minutes. Knowing all the lies that Starmer has already told and continues to tell, how can we be sure the comments about the inquiry is just... Well, it's a lie, isn't it? We all know. The thing is, as I said, keep alluding to, Labour are in deep shit and they know it. So they're going to just throw anything and everything out to try and draw some attention away from their catastrophic clusterfuck of a government and how quickly they've managed to destroy it. It's absolutely unbelievable. And it's, as I said, I've seen it, and exactly what I think it is. It's just smoke screen. It's a look at us. The economy's failing, but look. No, don't look at that. Look at me. We're gonna have an inquiry. I mean, we could have had it earlier, but we voted against that when we thought we were doing all right. But now we know the deck of cards, house cards collapsing. Look, grooming gang investigation. No, nothing to see over there. Over there. Distraction, nothing more. Bad Wolf, hello and welcome to hell. That's one way of putting it, and you're absolutely spot on. So Brexit was thwarted by the blob. Where's Stevie Queen? You need it. Absolutely, mate. But yes, it was the blob. It was blatantly obvious that it was the civil service that drummed it in. Imagine another four years of this clusterfuck. Well, I don't think it's going to be. I really don't. Just seeing the speed of those Iranian hypersonic missiles, I wouldn't hold much bearance in Iran having hypersonic missiles. Both the Americans and the Russians have only just about managed to get it sorted out. The hypersonic missile is now, it's a thing because it strikes dread into everybody's fear. I don't think the Iranians have the capability. I mean, come on. They're still flying F-14 Tomcats, some of them any case. I don't think they've got the weapon capability of that. Russia have got some. I know China have got some. I don't think even the Americans haven't got hypersonic missiles yet, so I very much doubt. Unless of course the Iranians bought them off Russia. They might have, I suppose. Can't last another 40. No, Chris, hello. It's going to implode before then. Labour should be worried about the rise of the Muslim independents. They'll be getting more candidates standing for election next, and the Muslims will be voting for them and not Labour. Yeah, well, eventually Labour are going to perhaps wake up to the fact that appeasing the Muslim vote isn't going to get them anywhere. And that's their biggest problem. But then again, have Labour ever listened to anyone ever? So I would say I wouldn't pay much into the call for grooming gang investigation. It's smoke and mirrors, it's a deflection, and that's exactly how it should be treated. And as Bad Wolf has mentioned Iranian hypersonic missiles, we have to go on to the, let's be brutally honest, anything but the actual words being used, where Israel and Iran are now going at each other hammer and tongs. So the operation that Israel carried out was exceedingly effective. It did the jobs it was supposed to do, and even down to the assassination of nearly all of the military leaders in Iran was stunning. Ellis for life, Ellis for life, absolutely. The Iranian regime doesn't concern me. The number of traitors that live here in Britain supporting them does. Correct, absolutely right. Really, only the Russians have cracked the hypersonic technology. Correct, Mark. As far as everybody's aware, they're the only ones who've actually got, shall we say, proof, a tech demo to prove that they've got one. Everybody else, I think, is way behind. The Americans are struggling with it. What they're now doing, you'll find that everybody else is stepping back from trying to make them as much and trying to figure out how the hell you stop them, because it's an impossible thing to stop. So yes, Israel did their strike. Personally, I fully support the strike because, and you'll have to bear with me here as I explain it, Iran has got the ability to produce nuclear weapons. It's now got the technology to produce nuclear dirty bombs, which it could be detonated anywhere. The West has been doing what the West does best, which is talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Israel have identified that there's a major issue, and instead of constantly talking, just gone for it in a spectacular way, and I'm fully behind it. I genuinely am. Yemen is now being attacked by Israel after they're after the commanders. Understandable, no surprise there. Good evening, Monty Mott. Welcome all. So yeah, it's a bit like you are allowed to punch someone if you think you're being threatened, and they've done that. They haven't got what they wanted to get because they don't have the technology. Only the Americans have the relevant bunker busting bomb to get what we need. But the action was required because words get you nowhere. I think what you have to understand is, to quote, there's a famous quote in one of the Batman movies. Michael Caine was playing Alfred, and he said, "You know what, Mr. Wayne? Sometimes there's just people who just want the world to burn, and the Iranian leadership are people who just want the world to burn." And you can't negotiate with idiots like that because it's not going to be anything amazing. They're just not going to listen. They're going to just buy him for time. They're buying for time. We live in historical events. Bad Wolf, we are living in, I would say, the most turbulent moments in history since the Second World War. Maybe the Cuban Missile Crisis pretty much got it to the state that it's in now. But that was one thing. I mean, you can see civilizations and things just crumbling around us right now all over the place. It's madness, IDF indeed. I hope for a regime change in Iran. The people of Iran don't deserve to live under an Islamic regime. Well, apparently, OD, a lot of them were celebrating after the strikes. So that says a lot. And I know that it's been caught on Flight Radar 24 that Iranian leaders are fleeing left, right, and centre. But the thing is, I'm always stunned by the fact that our leaders can't see what you can see quite clearly, that Iran is trying to build nuclear weapons and letting a bunch of insane lunatics have nuclear weapons isn't a good thing, and they need to be stopped immediately. But too much talking, and you got to act sometimes. And I'm 100% behind the retaliatory strike of Israel. Be that drawing as much flack as it probably will do, so be it. Always stand up for the Jewish people. They've suffered enough. Yes, and welcome, Craig. We've witnessed more within these last 25 years than our parents and grandparents. Absolutely 100%. Absolutely mental. It is amazingly mental. It's scary. It's terrifying. We can see that the Middle East is about to just completely erupt. We have the continued forever war being stoked between Ukraine and Russia, which was kicked off, started for, and supported by NATO and the Western allies. Putin's now threatening the borders of Finland. So we've got all that going on. We've got the Irish rising up, and because they've just had enough. So they're descending. It's descending into civil war there. And we have it's simmering here, something terrible. I have serious doubts about Keir Starmer's according to rate guns. I'm not confident they'll be thorough, transparent, or genuine. I think, Odu, I think we can all pretty much agree that him saying that is nothing more than a smokescreen. It's a distraction, absolute distraction. Him and his party described the call for national inquiry as a far right dog whistle. Exactly, John. Exactly that, and that's what I said right from the beginning. He goes jumping on an inquiry, he's jumping on a far right bandwagon. Now his government's really in shit, and I think it's sunk into their head that they fucked it up. That they have. I mean, people say you shouldn't swear, but it's true. That's what they've done. The economy is just nosediving. We're maxed out on our credit card now. I mean, 100% of our GDP is now debt management. The card's maxed out. So what does she do? Max it out some more. Labour doing what Labour have done throughout history, which is bankrupting the country. It's just, absolutely mental. I'm glad the whole COVID thing is over. That was depressing. Yeah, but wait for the next one, Bad Wolf. I'm sure there's stakeholder capacity is the plan for the great. Yep, absolutely. Stakeholder. Yep, absolutely. Evening, late in. Don't really sure what. Welcome, everybody. Whenever you pop in, he's always welcome. Is it going to erupt? It seems to me, if Iran is done, then the Middle East finally. Maybe, but the problem is you've got the Syrians and the Jordanians, and they're all idiots. They're all things. Close down central banks, open up a national bank. That would help. The Middle East is always going to be the Middle East. Everybody's going to keep taking pot shots at Israel. Although, talking about that, I don't know whether any of you saw a load of left-waffer guys and girls gone on a plane and then a bus to go and help Gaza through Egypt. And the Egyptian people beat them up, and so did the police, and they've been told to piss off. Absolutely awesome. That's how it should be. I feel sorry for the young people today. Yeah, I'm lucky to have my child and teen years in the 80s and 90s. PC was around then. Not like it's gone into overdrive on steroids. It is terrible, Monty. I mean, my youngest, you know, and I've got my 3 young little grandkids. It's horrible. It's horrible, which is the reason why I do what I do. It's not for me. It's for them. You know, and not taking the Richard Tice stance on, well, I don't really give a shit because I'll be dead by then. No, you stand. Brainwash from preschool to uni. Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, Keith. Welcome. Stop using cards, use cash, then they cannot track cash, which is why they want us all to go digital, because then they can control everything. And they really don't like cash. They really don't like cash at all. And yes, we should. Iran could activate its sleeper cells at any minute. Well, how many of them have come over here into the UK in dinghies? Because we have no idea, do we? No idea. It's astonishing that Keir Starmer, who was directly involved as a lawyer during the Grooming gang scandal, knows to full extent what happened to delayed launching the national inquiry for so long. As I said, we all know why it's got delayed, because it'll go right to the top, which is why this is just a smokescreen. Egypt stuck Gaza, walk rather nicely. Very effectively. It was another brilliant example of fuck about, find out. And they did, and it was brilliant. We have no choice but to vote for one just to break the two-party system and send a message. Will it break the two-party system? I have my... Well, you all know, I seriously have doubts. They're not doing or saying the right things anymore. I personally... but again, I understand and I get it. I mean, some people say, oh, you're this, you're anti-reform. Not anti-reform, I get it. I get the need. But my worry is if the media are telling you this is your new party, you've got to worry because it will break. Will it break the two-party system? It might. Will they make a difference? I doubt it. It's I don't like. I don't like it when you're being told this is your other option. Sets little alarm bells off in my head and makes my spider sense tingle. We'll have to wait and see. We really do. Looks like the neocons have got their water. That's absolutely Guy and welcome. It's been pushed for a while, and here it is. You know, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Sadly, reform is its own demise. You see, the thing is with reform is, as I said, first you're being told that they're going to be they're the next government. You're already being told that they're going to be the next government. I mean, even if reform were awesome, and they were just doing exactly what we wanted, they're going to be universally hated after 6 months in deep fake reform. Because by the time any party gets in, just stop and think for a minute. And this is why reform really do need to now, right now, put out policy statements of how they're going to do stuff. Because just imagine they do win. And you're being told they're going to win, so they probably will win. You imagine what they're going to be left with after 4 more years of these idiots. And how much you're going to hate them when they have to do what they have to do to balance the books. We can't vote Reform UK. They're not the party that will do the crucial and what's right. They're a false flag completely. Just another uniparty establishment plan. They keep left shifting. You see, isn't it funny how Reform are bending to the left, and now apparently you've got Keir Starmer bending to the right. They all seem to be scuttling, leaving the singing around. Smells like... Yes, Jeff, they're fleeing. Their leadership are fleeing left, right and centre. It's an absolutely unbelievable thing. My messages aren't coming through, it seems. It takes time. Some do, some don't. Remember, Salico, sometimes it's YouTube. Other times I've got two things. The chat that's on Rumble is way behind. It misses half the stuff out. So if you do, it's not. But I can see them all popping up on here on the YouTube channels. You should be okay. Particularly concerned that once the coming revelations are made public, parts of the multicultural community will aggressively turn on white people and not their own. Look, shall we? I've got 909 new guests today. Lovely. Oh, lovely. Brilliant, mate. Looks like we've ordered stuff online, ordering trousers and get a dress. Yeah. Right. Shall we go down the line of civil war? Just for a moment. He's good at bending, allegedly. Yes, he is, Jeff, so they say. He's also good at snorting, allegedly. I'd love to vote UKIP, but I feel it'd be a waste of time. Craig, I'm leaning towards UKIP. Will it make any difference? Well, let's be honest. Will voting for anybody make any difference? This is the other thing we got to look at. And the thing is, if we could just get all those people who don't vote, the apathetic ones, to vote for one party, we'd win. Whoever it was, they'd win. So, is the UK going to head towards civil war? They're damn well pushing hard enough for it, though, aren't they? The thing is, some men might like a dress upon instead of trousers. The new Doctor did, didn't they? Any case, the thing is with civil war is some people, I do not consent. Again, would that make any difference? I mean, come on, we voted to leave EU and they're just fucking ignoring that. So it's this is the issue we have, and this is the big problem. And this is why Fresh Means with UKIP have a policy all written up based on a six-pillar system public. I wish people would take notice. Exactly. And that's the point. People won't take a notice because they're being told by the media that reform are going to break the two-party system. And that's what worries me. There are angry mobs shouting their chants and wielding weapons during the riots last year. There certainly were. As I said, just up the road, they ran riot, smashing cars up and beating the guy up outside the pub. Police were nowhere to be seen. It's just absolutely madness. They're all over the country causing intimidation, total chaos. Correct, Joe. They are. And that's the part of the plan. I am Cromwell. But so some people seem to have this illusion that the Civil War is going to be an amazing thing. It's going to be. Look, the reason that I'm very anti-Civil War, if we get Civil War, they'll be able to fight Russia in the Ukraine. Look, if it erupts here, if it does erupt here, what you'll have is you'll have multiple factions all fighting amongst each other. And what you'll do is you'll actually then give the signal to Putin that we're weak and too busy. He could end up weaponizing loads of us and fueling the war inside this country. And the simple truth of the matter is, you have to understand it will be hell on earth. Easy solution, just don't watch, listen, or read anything from or by the MSN. Most of us don't, but unfortunately, the vast majority of people do. And therein lies your problem. They don't listen to and watch stuff like this. They watch what's told on the telly. And because they do that, they're never going to have their eyes open. They really aren't. It's just, it's so mental. France has stabbed him in the back over 800 billion arms deal. Yeah, well, the French are just playing their own game. Don't want a civil war, too much destruction, suffering, poverty, deportation is what we need. Absolutely. But that will cause an uprising from you-know-who, not us. Well, we've seen what happens when you do go in hard getting rid of deportations. But sadly, we haven't got anyone with a pair of balls, so... but which multicultural side? I think we all know. I think it'll end up with civil war. I can't see why it won't happen. They're pushing for it. They are pushing for it. They're desperately pushing for it. They're deliberately sowing division. They're creating issues. They're making problems happen. They really, really want it. It's terrifying to think it would happen. What makes it even worse is it's terrifying to realise, too busy watching Love Island. Look, if you watch Love Island, you're mentally deficient, and you're going to get what you're going to get. Yeah, but you're right. It's too much distraction. I'm terrified because those people who are supposed to be in charge haven't got a clue. They really don't. And all they're going to do is, everybody's going, oh, this, all that. Look, come October, we're all going to be taxed to oblivion. We are. We're going to be taxed. We are now, ready for this, at a higher level. Well, no, the level of taxation that we're currently at, the last time this country was at that was the 6th of June, 1944. And at that time, we were busy fighting a world war. And they're just going to keep taxing us. They don't want more facial recognition prison. Yep. Oh, yeah. Well, I know, Guy. That's why all the new prisons are being built. It's for us lot. We know that. Got rid of my TV back in 2017. Best thing I ever did. Well done, Mark. Excellent. Well, apparently there's only babies and women. Oh, well, that again. Here we go. Perfect example of Labour lying their anuses off. Women and children, but bollocks. The thing is, they think we're stupid, but we've got Mk1 Eyeballs. We can see it. We can see it in the hotels. We can see it walking down our streets. We can see it every day on YouTube, on X, on TikTok, on all of them. You could see who's arriving. You can lie and you can try and gaslight, but it just isn't going to work because everybody's got a Mk1 eyeball. If we're in a state of civil war, they would declare martial law, say goodbye to any remaining civilities. If civil war does go, and they do that, I'll see you all in prison, I guess. Hey, from Manchester, far right. Welcome, Rachel. How you doing? Reporting it late again. No, you're not late. Welcome. I dread to suggest it, but martial law stabilises the country. Well, it would stabilise the country, but then the problem is the way they'll do that is get rid of me and Paz and Clown World YouTube, and we've got a problem, and the multitude of Silver Fox hot takes and all the people who do what we're doing now will be gone. That's what they'll do. They'll get rid of us. High labour shortages again, so chances are they'll loosen the border control. Labour have screwed it. I mean, if you look at the way it's going to go, we could end up with rationing. We could end up in a terrible, terrible state. All because the people that 20% of this country voted in haven't got a fucking clue. They just haven't. The more I watch the Running Man film, the more I see how the world's going to be. Yeah, absolutely. I voted in the general election. I did not consent. Excellent. Well done, Keith. Welcome, mother truckers, indeed. I mean, come on, let's be honest. All the sci-fi films we watch, the ones that probably got here and all over the place, you wouldn't think that most of them actually turned out to be actually true. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? But we're in trouble. We're being pushed towards civil war. Without YouTube, the very little truth comes out of the UK. And that's suppressed as much as they dare. You know, it's gets increasingly more difficult. And you worry the worry's there permanently. It really is. Just watch Gavin Bobby and make the most of what you got. Well, I suppose you're true. You see, the thing is, I do it because I worry. I worry about my kids. I mean, my kids are talking. I mean, the thing is, I went with my little ones. We went for they did a thing, and I was helping it out while they were over a park doing they were measuring rivers and having a good time. And on the way back, I've got 10-year-olds asking me questions like, "Do you think we'll go to war against Russia? Do you think it's all going to we are going to be fighting a war?" And you're like, and they're seeing that now. We collapse our way out of this. It will be nice and green after us, if there's any of us left, Rachel. Do not let the Britain turn into another Iran, another Egypt, another Turkey. Look what the unlimited Islam and Islamic politics. Yep, absolutely, Joe. Except they're protected. They're protected. So we're fighting not only that, but we're fighting our own police force. We're fighting our own justice service. We're literally, everything's stacked against us. Have you ever heard of John Titor? No, I haven't. Remember the Battle of LA movie? How prophetic. The only difference is the aliens weren't green. There you go. Absolutely correct. No, I do not, Guy. I will be honest, I have not. I cannot believe how fast our country has fallen. Hello, Carol. It hasn't been fast. That's the thing. We think it's been fast, but it hasn't been. It's been slowly drip since Blair's time. I speak to you. Hi, Gobster, Gav2 here. Hello, mate. How you doing? You all right? So, no, it hasn't fallen fast. It's just that people are now waking up and realising what's been going on. But this has been going on. In fact, if you really look at it, you could really look all the way back to the end of World War II that this has slowly been doing. What's happening now is they've got to a stage now where they're not trying to hide it anymore. They're just slapping it in your face and telling you to deal with it. Civil war give the Stasi some excuse to suspend the next election. Mark, how many times have I said on videos, if we get another election? I keep saying it over and over again. You know, people say we vote this. That's if you get another election. Remember, they managed to suspend and stop a lot of local elections because they were reorganising. So it's possible. Remember, if we get another election, Asian bragged to me about what they're doing in the late 80s. We're going through. This has been going on for years and years and years. The difference is now people have woke up to it. a lot of people have now finally woken up to the problem, and then they realise, but they go, "Oh, it's happening really, really quick." It isn't actually happening really. It's been happening, and those people who've said anything have been branded racists, uh, Islamophobic, and have been called everything under the sun and pushed away. I mean, look at Tommy Robinson. For years, he's been telling you about this, that, and the other, and now he's been proven right. So they put him in prison because he's been proven right. Look it up, mate. Tom Shovel. Oh, very interesting and relevant. Guy, consider that done after this. Straight after this. If you took over as Prime Minister, what's the very first action you would take? If I became the Prime Minister, right, I would announce that the borders are now closed. They would be policed immediately. Any person turning up would be immediately returned back. I don't care if France or whatever kick up a fuss. They're gone. I would immediately prevent all overseas aid being paid. And we get really into it. I don't think we'll get another generation. Chris, I genuinely think, I don't think that, I mean, and then I make sure that this country was closed. These borders were closed for this country for at least 10 years, minimum. And I would start deporting, just getting rid of those we don't need. It's not difficult. Well, I say it's not difficult. To say it's not difficult, I know, as you can see in practice, it would be difficult. But if you've got a strong mind and a strong pair of bollocks, you can do it. You can do it. Government inquiry right, start a civil war through government commerce. Yeah, Paul, but I've come to the conclusion just thinking about it. What he's saying, it's just a smokescreen. Local elections suspended with absurdity about fair reform. Of course it was, Mark. Of course it was. It just shows you that these two people who are supposed to be against each other can amazingly bond together when they want to stop something. Remember that. You see an interview with Professor David Betts and Andrew Gold said more than 20,000 people would die in a civil war. Minimum, Craig. Minimum. Get the Navy out, patrol and channel all eagles out. Look, I mean, they go, oh, it'll be difficult. Well, it isn't, because we can get rid of 10,000, over nearly 11,000 out of the prisons. We know where most of them are in hotels, so there you go. I mean, you imagine, if you just get rid of the hotels and that, you're saving billions of pounds straight off, instantly. That's a lot of money straight away. No Carol, no surrender. Indeed. But so that's what I do. Close the borders. You can't come in unless, of course, you are. We need do the old Australian way. If you are needed, we will allow. You're allowed to come in. But yet, then those who are allowed to come in must stick to the rigid rules. Because if they don't, they're out. We've been too soft for far too long. He keeps digging himself a deeper hole. Yeah. Evening, Marty Cook. How are you? I'm fine, mate. I hope you're well too. How can people say, well, the government took the right to bear arms from the people? Exactly. Which is why, if you're in America, you fucking keep hold of those guns because you're going to need them. Because we ain't got them. Well, you see, we haven't got them. I mean, you can get them. I mean, that's not mentioned on the media, and that the amount of weapons being seized at the border, being smuggled in, and that's the ones they catch. People are getting armed, just not us. Take a look at it. I think I should put loads of prickles to stop. The thing is, it's easy. It is easy. The thing is, they're not actually getting here on dinghies. We're picking them up. So pick them up and take them back. It's not rocket science. It really isn't. They all arrive from France, which is a safe country. Exactly. There you go. Bye. Go back to France. We don't care. Give them a couple of months' notice and we'll stop paying them and see how quickly they leave. Yeah, absolutely. You see, the thing is, we're the golden goose, aren't we? We give them absolutely everything. And then if people complain about it, remember that complaining against it now under the prevent rules means that you're a terrorist. It's just, the other thing is, so many are going to buy the ruddy hotels now to fudge figures. Of course, Mark, we all knew that. And if they don't, they'll just, as I said, round here, they're buying houses round here and putting families in and immigrants in them. The biggest concern is I've actually got a house because I live in a semi-detached house. not that posh. It's rented. So, and the house next to us has been bought and it's being done up. Fuck knows what's going to turn up there. That's a concern. Oh no, I'm just assuming. Well, Archie Colin, you know what? You know, you were saying about your military training service is a bit old. I think we may need to go back to sword, shields, and bows and arrows. If you ask a license for self-defense, you're automatically banned. Yeah, of course you are. I mean, I've got a firearms license. I haven't got any. I haven't got any firearms as such, but I've got a license because I've got one because of what I used to do. So, but I know you can get them. It's private pause on parade tonight, Guy. Both Captain Meow and Private Paws are now away in their sleeping area, or where we have a visitor. Our daughter's cat's come to stay, so that's been interesting. That's very, very been interesting. And Bella's chilling in the house asleep because she's wore herself out. Stop paying, they'll go soon. Yeah, exactly. Or tell them they got to fight for this country, because a lot of them have said, well, if that's true, we'll go. Okay, go then. They should not do the hotels, as they end up getting trashed. The thing is, you import the third world, you get third world. The idea that most multicultural community can be armed while white people aren't is terrifying. Yeah, it's very true. It's very, very true. It's really bad. So ironic watching the trooping. I know. They're like black armbands, apparently. Mate, we need to call it is. The borders are open because the UK government is complicit in the act of people trafficking, and no one pointed them to do this very telling. Absolutely. I've always said they can't smash the gangs because they are the gangs. You can't stop something. Please read my comment. I've read the comment I can see, Lord Jim Dandy. Welcome. All I can see so far, I'm going back. That's the first thing I see. So I've read your comment. As long as they don't behave the way rabbis. Well, yes, absolutely. They should have pet pigs. Indeed. Do you think the EU will crumble under the weight of mass migration and stupid ideas? Oh, it's going to. Well, the thing is, the whole thing's going to collapse because none of them have any ideas. They live in a fantasy world, and they haven't got a clue. And they genuinely think they're doing the right thing, and they're just really not. And the thing is, we can all see it. All of us can see it. We can all see what's going wrong and where it's going wrong. We can see it. Yet for some reason, they can't. And if they can, they're allowing it to happen. Storm is complicit in crimes against humanity for allowing small boats over the channel. They all are. They are in France. They are every country they've come through. They're complicit. It's as simple as that. We need to see what happens to the EU as the EE countries have moved to the right. Yeah, they have. Funny that. It will be interesting. But again, we'll have to wait and see how that one goes. It's just absolute madness. It's absolute madness. And you can see we're in this. We can start. We're circling the drain, aren't we? Let's be honest. We're circling the drain. They could just openly lie again. They do it without a day. Gobs, they know exactly what they're doing. They're doing it to create collapse. Correct. Welcome, Ronnie. Yes, they are. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. It's lie on top of lie on top of lie on top of lie. And then we'll even contradict the lie we said. Like, we're not having an inquiry because that's jumping on the far right bandwagon. By the way, because we're in trouble, please stop looking at that. We're having an inquiry now. Really? I've seen women and children with burns coming over on the boats. Lie. They can't see it. I mean, this is the problem. Until the middle affects the middle class, nothing will change because they just can't. They don't want to see it. They don't want to listen. They're not interested. And you're right. They just can't see it. And if they can see it, they ignore it. His daughter's small vote was humping to his larger male dog. He was having I couldn't imagine that was funny. Oh, God, I'll have to watch that. That'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious. The English Constitution gives us the right to bear arms. Correct, it does, Keith. But you buy one. You see, we've got lots of things in the English Constitution, but that doesn't exist as far as the big ones upstairs are interested. No, 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 no. You do as we told you. Off subject, what happens to the Manchester airport goods? Nope, gone silent. Not heard a word. Are you surprised? Once again, where the immigrants get their cash from to pay for the gangs, boat rides, a conspiracy by the deep state. Exactly. The simple truth of the matter is they're being brought over here on purpose. Although the French now apparently have done, they did use some tear gas on a few of them to all for the cameras, all for the cameras. We'll have to learn. I will have to leave you all. Really good chat. Sorry, well, thanks for popping in, Jeff. It's no problem. It is getting late. As I said, I've got about 5 more minutes and I'll be knocking this on the head. Starmer doesn't see a migrant crisis. He sees boats of future votes. That's what he sees without realising that the future votes he thinks are getting are actually going to be voting for the Muslim independents who are going to stand up and run parliament. Because that's something else people have got to are not looking at and not paying attention to. If big if we get a next general election, everybody's going, Reform are going to win. You watch the sudden massive increase in the Muslim representation of votes in the next election, if we get them. Don't worry, Sharon. No, never ever apologise. You're always welcome, and you can always catch up. It's absolutely no problem at all. Go Wolverines. Yeah, it might get to that, Don. Ricky Jones is still awaiting his trial coming up. I presume he'll get a lighter sentence. Avoid jail because he's a former Labour councillor. Correct. And that will be your perfect example of a two-tier justice system. He should get more than Lucy Connolly. Think about that one. But he won't. And if he does, there you go. Cast iron proof, if you ever did see it, of a two-tier justice system. Absolutely two-tier justice system. It's just, I wonder if he's capable of exploiting the number of independent MPs. Exclusive from the number. Yeah, well, exactly. See, they're all there. I mean, you say even the independents. You look on the Labour benches, how many of them are going on about Palestine and Gaza and get rid of Israel and build airports in Pakistan and not worried about our country, just worried about their concerns and them Labour Party members. I just don't see how people can't see it. But just suspended sentence on the way. Again, if he does, yeah. On a lighter note, before you wrap up, there's a big debate going on in Wales. Aquamarine. Oh. Or aquamarine. What? What the hell? Third time at the Armoury, 7-day clean, 2-week rippers. Yep. Hello, Cookie. Well, we all know that people just get away with it. Real criminals get away with it. Real criminals. And that, I mean, we're going to build all these new prisons. They're all for us. Although, to be fair, I will admit that if we all do get put in those prisons, those 10 prisons will be the best places in the world. They really will. It'll be absolutely awesome. They'll be then deliberately throwing people in there to destabilise that as well. You know what I mean? It's just, it's dangerous times we live in. Starmer doesn't want a general election 29. He wants war with Russia so he can cry about Putin and use the conflict to spend. Exactly, Joe. I keep saying, if we get another election, people used to call me mad for saying that. Yeah, look where we are now. You should get 10 years, that councillor. Should do, won't do. We need to get rid of the civil service, House of Lords, and the ESS to start the step in the right direction. Yeah, that would be a great move, but it won't happen. It's just, it's terrifying, isn't it? Really, if you think about it, the way things are rolling, it's looks like money will be together. Yes, Carol, that's why we must always stay together as much as we can, even though we were only like little small groups here, there, and everywhere. For as long as they allow us to do this before whatever happens. Yeah, the screws will probably be bogglings, mate. Yeah, well, you know that'd happen, Guy, wouldn't you? But they wouldn't be for very long because I think we could beat them there. Yeah, absolutely. Hobnob biscuits. Hobnob biscuits indeed. Hobnob biscuits indeed. I think we should start, perhaps I should create a bingo card so we can just start ticking things off that's going wrong, because it's just absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. The way things are going. And the frightening thing is to be able to sit there and see it all unfolding and seeing it all go right. I don't like being right. In this situation, I don't like being right. I don't want to be right. Because if it carries on me being right and I can see where it's going, it's not going to be a good place for any of us. Multi-milk to hobnobs, yeah. Bingo card, yeah. We should get a channel bingo card going. I'll see if I can design one. Attorney General took personal choice. Yeah, well, of course, Mark, he would, wouldn't he? Because he's a man who defends terrorists and tried to get Shameen Begum back into the country. Yeah, you'll need a very big bingo card. It would be huge. The English are rising slowly but steadily. I love digestives. If Hobnob biscuits are the Royal Marines, rich tea are the pay corps. Absolutely, Kirky. Well, I think we've decided that rich tea, that's what Keir Starmer is. Keir Starmer is the rich tea of the world at the moment. Jaffa cakes. Not a biscuit, though, they're a cake. And that could start a whole new argument. Jesus Christ, you think the Middle East is bad? I got tickets to meet John Lydon in September as a gift, and I've got all the Tommy Robinson's book for him. Oh, that'd be awesome, Craig. He'd like them. He's a good bloke. I've not been very well for the last week. Very bad flu. Oh, Time Prophet, I'm so sad to hear about that. Hopefully you're on your men now, mate. Whiskey. Drink lots of whiskey. I always find that's good. Two Fat Ladies, 88. Are you allowed to say that anymore? Is that not politically right to say things like that anymore? I generally do not want civil unrest. Who does? Who does? But they're making it. It's just what the stakeholder capitalism want. Absolutely, they do. If they use it to implement their more dystopian, tyrannical measures and policies. Correct. Correct, Joe. That's what they want. They all want. We all know they want it. We all know that they're fighting it. Ginger nuts. I like ginger nuts. And ginger nuts are good with a cup of coffee. Really are. So what does that make the signals? Well, I suppose they made something. Jaffa cakes are dunkable, therefore biscuits. Prove me wrong. They're not. They are a cake. Clues in the title. I mean, I can get a Roy Vita. I could dip that in the tea, but that ain't no biscuit. So, told you, tea. I'll tell you one thing. You think that the Middle East is bad? Start having a discussion on whether a Jaffa cake is a biscuit or a cake. That really gets people going. Biscuits go soft, and when they go bad, sponge Jaffa cakes go hard. Hence, the cakes used to be a baker. But I know, well said, Time Prophet. I know they're a cake. Absolutely. You know what? I quite like it when Jaffa cakes go off. They go a little bit hard, get a nice crunchy. I like them. Yeah. Long way before they fall in your tea. Oh, that's it. And you get an orangey cup of tea. I'm not sure whether I like that. Two Fat Policemen. Have you ever tried those new gold digestives? No, I haven't. I point out that at an X scale. I know, we all know you're an X Signals dude. Hey, LPD, you've done it again, mate. You've joined with just 6 minutes to go. The Biscuit Wars 2025. You imagine that? I mean, it's like I was saying, I was having a laugh yesterday, Mrs. G. We went shopping, and she lost it, absolutely lost it, because Freddo's, the multi-pack, same price. You used to get 5, you only get 4 now. End of the world. AB rations. I'll tell you what, biscuit browns, or Kevlar armour, as they used to be called. Oh, Bourbon's custard creams. Custard cream, greatest biscuit ever made, I'll be honest. Bourbon's, the chocolate version, even nicer. Difference between a cookie and a biscuit. I was modding for Dan. Oh well, therefore you were doing a better job. Understood. Gravy and biscuits. Wait a minute, that's a scone and a gravy. Yep, that's true. Cookies are American, biscuits are British. Other than that, no difference. There you go. Jim Lord Dandy, is that cups of tea? I make signals, mate. 14 signals was my last post. Oh, too many signals people in here. 70s first signals. Nice one. Living next door to Ali Daniel. Most not great song. Yes, absolutely. So, can't eat one wagon wheel. Got to eat them all. Rachel, I agree. Once you open a multi-pack of wagon wheels, you eat one. And before you know it, and I still don't, I think I get hypnotized or something. The next thing you know, they've all gone. And I like the ones with the jam in. Oh. For me, though, wagon wheels bring back memories of school, being a school kid, because I used to get them in my lunchbox when my dad wasn't on strike. So I didn't get them very often. So it was a rarity. But yeah, you're right. Absolutely, can't disagree. You like Angela Rayner, Ginger Minj. Well, now you've said that, I can't eat them. Why did you do that? Why did you say that ginger nuts? That's an image I'm never going to get out of my head. Dude Rabbo went over there, so I had to follow. Well, absolutely. Love Jaffa cakes. Who doesn't love a good Jaffa cake? Simon's favourite biscuit is Fargo's. No. In the police, it's comms, and I have my comms pin. It's a computer with 999 on the screen. GP comms under. Oh, very nice. And our wagon wheels getting bigger or smaller? Smaller. Way smaller. I swear to God, when I was a kid, they were this big. I swear to God they were. But no, they are. Everything's getting smaller. Question, Bob Marley biscuit. Bob Marley biscuit? No, not wagon wheels. Yuck. Oh, come on, Sharon. Wagon wheels? Really? Genuinely? Oh, greatest biscuit. Oh, wagon wheels. Although I remember, the other ones were jamming. Oh, I fucking fell for it. Scones and cream is the best. Yeah, they're nice, but they're not a biscuit. But they are nice with a cup of tea. They were bigger in the 80s. Everything was bigger in the 80s. Everything. Hair included. And shoulders, if you remember. Flatbread is the future. So you're not using natural phonetic alphabet. Yeah, I know the phonetic alphabet. Because I had to spell everything because the signals guys could never understand what I was saying. There. Breakaway biscuit might be needed. Oh, yeah. I will still eat ginger nuts. If one of the lads on the van had a hair in his food and didn't want it, I'd be like, bonus! Probably the curly ginger. Oh, nice. Wagon wheels shrunk in the 90s. They just keep getting smaller. It's outrageous. Fig rolls. I had some fig rolls. I shouldn't have fig rolls because fig rolls really don't agree with me. But God, they're so nice. They're another one. I eat one and then the pack's gone. Lemon puffs. They were nice, lemon puffs. Didn't have them very often. See, the thing is, when I did the biscuits when I was a kid that we had in the house were the ones that my mum and dad liked. So shortbread is the best biscuit at Christmas. Yes, I do. Especially, I have to do it on the phone as well. Especially when you're talking to some of the call center people, and then you go A for Alpha, and they still don't know what the fuck you're on about. It's so frustrating. They learn to speak proper. Would have been nice if we had some decent fucking radios, but that's beside the point. They call it shrinkflation. No, they call it taking the piss. I don't know what you do in the world, but just don't start pissing around with the biscuits. Nuts, but not predictive text. Right then. On this wonderfully cheerful ending, which is a great way to bring things to a close after and the world that we live in. Don't mind, I'm in a mutant she-mailer. I love fig rolls, but yeah, you got to be certain. You have. Where is the 422 billion hold under Jez? Oh, yeah, well, that, yeah. Who hates Transformers? I like Transformers. But I don't think I know where you're going with that. Jammy Dodgers, they're a great biscuit. They are a great biscuit. Right then, as we hit 1 hour, ladies and gentlemen, you wonderful mother truckers, we've got to bring this one to a close. I need to go back in. I need a coffee and some nice biscuits. I've got some ginger nuts. It's cool, right? You've got to miss it anyway. Boom. Had the Minecraft spicy tomato flavour what's it, so they literally tasted like the tomato ketchup flavour in the 80s with extra pep. Now you got me wanting them. Thank you for a great show. No, thank you. It wouldn't be a great show if it wasn't for you, wonderful, wonderful mother truckers. You know, without you, it would be anything. No, it's code for something else. I know exactly. The 80s calls with Optimus Prime. Brilliant. I've got to stop reading the comments because I need to get going. You're awesome. All of them. Right then. As I said, without you, this would be nothing. You are absolutely great. Nice dodge. Very impressive dodge, I think. Any case, thank you so much for joining me. If you're catching up with us on YouTube, thank you for watching that. Don't forget you could, I keep forgetting to say this, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. That would be nice. And thank you. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get in here to do some actual proper videos. Although I must admit, I really do like doing the lives. It's not a good laugh without offending anyone. It is. But the thing is, if you're offended and you don't, just go find something else. We're all proper people here. We have a laugh, we have a joke, and we don't get offended. Bring on the power cuts. No, they can't do the power cuts because if the power cuts, can't stream. Oh, could use my phone. Not a problem. Well, until you can't charge it up. Any case, I've got to go. You've been awesome as always. Thank you so much for being there. Don't forget, I shall be seeing you in the next one, whenever that may be. With that, I am done. So, until the next one.
Every record has been destroyed or falsified. Every book rewritten. Every picture has been repainted. Every statue and street building has been renamed. Every date has been altered. And the process is continuing day by day and minute by minute. History has stopped. Nothing exists except an endless present in which the party is always right.